This is Sparta!
Recording should be starting. Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight I've got a little bit of a double feature video. It's going to double as a, what do you call it? A garage tour, and it's also going to be a nice Spartan what should I do for tier 8 ranked battles sort of deal. So, without further ado, there's a lot to cover. Let's get into it. First of all, T1 E6 X1 T-Rex. Great little premium for tier 2 seal clubbing. It's a monster. Sheridan, aka Geronimo, currently running the 152 Derp. But you know as much as I do that I like to run both guns. They're both equally fun. M48 Patton, always going to be here, because this is one of my favorite tanks in the game. It's a gorgeous freaking tank. I mean, I'm not the only one that thinks that, right? I'm not big on the giant spotlight, I'll be honest. Whether it's a spotlight or infrared of some sort or whatever it is, I'm not big on that. But I know it's realistic because I've seen the pictures. So, that's cool. But I think aesthetically, it doesn't look as good on the tank. But, you know, it's not about aesthetics, is it? Well, I guess it is in this game, but... Anyway, moving on. T-34. Still got it. It was the Twitch Bravo thing, whatever it was. Twitch Care Package Alpha or whatever. Bravo, one of those. T-32A Proto. Going to talk about this more in a little bit. Tier 8 heavy tank. Also a Tier 8 heavy tank. E5. Damn Yankee. Another good-looking tank. American tanks, don't get me wrong. They might be all-rounders, but they are some good-looking tanks. They got curves in all the right places. If this didn't have the giant mole on top of it, it would just look like a slightly bigger Patton. And I like that. I like it a lot. E4. Desperate. Because that's how I feel every time I'm in it. Desperate. I get in it for that last-ditch effort. Can I get a decent game and have a match? So, desperate. Then we've got the Sexton 1, which is just dirty. Let's be real. It's one of the best premium tanks in the game. It's an artillery piece, tier 3. Just absolutely disgusting. It's got a tier 4 medium tank chassis with a little 20-pounder howitzer? Could be 17-pounder, but I don't remember. And then, of course, Tornado. Hello, Tornado. You're my baby. Always will be. Even though I don't play you near as much as I used to. Thunderdome, a.k.a. Welcome to Hell. Because they don't have Thunderdome in the game, unfortunately. But 240 millimeters of absolute terror. Steadfast. I don't know what this is. I think it was just gifted to us not too long ago. So that's a thing. Conqueror. Tier 9 heavy tank British. Absolutely fantastic tank. One of the best tanks in the game, hands down. This will play tier 10s, no problem. Chieftain. Thunderbolt. Good tank. I really enjoy the Chieftain as well. Super Conqueror, as you can see, no crew in it. I do play it occasionally, but as of right now, not playing it a whole lot. I don't know. I don't play it that much. It's not a bad tank. I just don't play it that much. Battle Axe. My baby. Triple dip. 2 marks of excellence. Need I say more? The Badger. Again, no crew at the moment because we just swapped the crew from this into the stage 2, which we will see in a minute. But Badger. I like the tank. I just don't play it a whole lot. Mr. Dreadnought. Stage 2, a.k.a. Dragon. You guys know it. It's fun. It really is fun. Bit too squishy, but it is fun. Rheinmetall-Panzerwagen. Mephisto. Don't play it. Honestly, I don't. I played it a few times early on, and then I just kind of, you know, it's not that good. It's fun occasionally, but it really isn't anything to sneeze at, and it just doesn't get used. Panzer 5.4, again, no crew. But occasionally, I'll throw a crew in it, romp around, and obliterate people. E50M. the Cunning Wolf. Again, no crew. Where are all my crews at? Well, we've been doing some things. You guys know that I've been getting a whole bunch of different tanks and stuff, and sometimes that takes crews, and so that's the thing. But yeah, Cunning Wolf. We may have to bring Cunning Wolf out here soon. It's been a while since we've run Cunning Wolf. The Stug 3. This was a thing I picked up for a stream not too long ago. Currently got the 10.5 derp on it. Now, back when I ran it all the time, I would run the Long Barrel 76 because DPM, and it's fantastic. So, unusual find in the barn, but it's fun nevertheless. The Javelin. This one hasn't been removed for some reason yet. Not that I'm complaining, but I didn't actually buy it. It just hasn't been taken back yet. Scorpion G. This one was a gift, so I do appreciate that. And I've always wanted this thing. Finally got it. So that was pretty cool. Scorpion G, fantastic. Also, another tier 8 that we'll be talking about a little bit later. Iron Rain. You know, this is something that could potentially wreck the ranked battles coming up. Even though it's not the greatest, and the regular Borsig is probably good as well, I feel like that 3-round autoloader could potentially wreck with that high alpha. So maybe keep an eye out on these for the for those in the ranked battles. Zyklop, Jagdpan Z100, my first tier 10 tank. Still looking good. Don't run it near as often anymore because it's just not as much fun to run. And now, our first look at 2 marks of excellence on Ragnarok. Da 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 da. There it is. 2 marks. I like it. Multiply that by 3 because, you know, gotta have 3, makes me feel more special. But yeah, so Ragnarok. Gotta love it. I'm not sure why, but the garage doesn't seem to be looking as crisp as it does in game. You know what I mean? Maybe they've dropped the quality a little bit in the garage to make the load-in times faster. But the Hotchkiss H35, a little monster at tier 2. This thing is darn near impenetrable by everything except tank destroyers and tier 3 medium tanks. This is just a monster. AMX 13105, little Olivier, or Oliver, as I called it, even though it's clearly got 2 eyes there. Just a fun little tank. It's got that auto loader that's nice, but at the same time, it's slightly more maneuverable than a Batchat, but not really. So that's kind of where I'm at on it. I don't mind the tank. I like it better than the Batchat, but I just don't like the fact that it limits my turning in a light tank. That's very important. And then, of course, you throw in on top of that the fact that every time I try to handbrake turn, I accidentally dump the mag, and that's not a whole lot of fun. Then we've got the Nomad. One of the best premium tanks in the game, hands down. And this you will almost certainly see in ranked battles if anybody has half a brain. Let's be real. The Batchat 155-58, a.k.a. El Terrible. Terrible. I love this artillery, but let's be real, I don't play arty much anymore, and when I do, I tend to like alpha over fire rate and accuracy. The Valentine 2, again, one of those tanks that was given in the Twitch care package. T50-2, this one was gifted to us by Obscure Causes way back in the day. Don't run Tippy very often, but when I do, it is fun. It's always a good time. T100LT. Now, this is something we need to bring back. I haven't played this tank in a very, very long time, and I used to love it. I just love the Sheridan more. But yeah, it's definitely something that needs to make a comeback, and we might check this out very soon. Churchill 3, again, one of the Twitch care package thingies. Never used it. KV-1S. Very, very good tier 5 heavy tank. For some reason, it's got the little gun on it at the moment. But normally, I would be running the 122 on that. KV-2. I mean, need I say more? Bear. This one is a good Tier 7. If it was a Tier 8, it would be underwhelming. But because it's a Tier 7, I think it gets away with it. And I like it. Object 257. Haven't finished this yet. I really need to finish this and get to that IS-7 and get done with it. But I just haven't finished it. So maybe that'll be our next Tier 10, is to just go ahead, push through this, and get that IS-7. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Object 705A with the winter camo, which is the Twitch Prime camo. There you go. I forget what we called this. But yeah, Object 705A. Good looking tank. Terrible gun. Object 277. Good gun. Good mobility. Good armor from the turret up. Everything else is iffy. You can easily be pinned anywhere on that hull. You do bounce. Don't get me wrong. It does bounce some rounds, but don't count on it. Then we got the Yazi. It's a great tier 8 tank destroyer. May see that in ranked battles. Probably not, though. And I'll explain that in a little bit. Trinity Mark II. This is something that, let's be real, I've never touched since the review. The Deadbolt. The only mercenary tank that I've actually went through the contracts and unlocked. Just to support Rybot. Absolution was the mercenary tank that we got for completing all those ops. I've never actually used it. Maybe I should take this thing for a spin. I heard it's really good. But let me know if you guys want to see me take the Absolution out. And then finally the Brick hasn't been taken away, unfortunately. But it definitely has not been driven since. So that's the thing. But yeah, that's my garage. Now, on to the second half of the video. Let's talk about the Tier 8 ranked battles. So, ranked battles are generally 7v7s. They're on small maps, and they are heavy focused. And by heavies, I mean heavy tanks. So, at Tier 10, you get a little more variety due to the fact that more people can run the high alpha tank destroyers and stuff like that, and you've got different heavies that are usable for different situations, so you run into a bunch of different things. However, at Tier 8, there's really not that much good tanks at Tier 8. So here's my predictions, okay? My predictions are that you're going to see very few tank destroyers. You're going to see mostly heavy tanks in the T-32, T-34. If we go, we can't do. I wish they would just let us go through that way. But if we go over here on the Russians, of course you're going to see the IS-3, which is one of the best choices. IS-3 is absolutely fantastic for ranked battles. It's got mobility. It's got that amazing BL9 gun. ISM is a newcomer, so I'll be interested to see how many people use it. It's a good tank, especially for side scraping, so it could be very good at the ranked battles. But only time will tell. I'll have to check that one out. But tank destroyers, ISU 152, if it still had the BL10, probably, but because it doesn't, probably not. Go to the Germans, Tier 8s. And we've got the Borsig. You'll definitely see a couple of those out there, though probably not very many because most people want armor. You've got Tiger 2s. You're definitely going to run into those. Very good tanks. Good mobility. A little bit lacking as far as firepower goes, but very good. Panther 2, probably not going to run into too many of those out there. And then Panther 88, probably not. Okay, going to the British. Now, British is where you're going to probably see a couple 4202s, mediums. Maybe a Centurion, but probably not. Definitely going to see some AT-15s out there. The AT-15 is fantastic when it's top tier, especially fully upgraded. The DPM and the frontal armor, and if you know how to do the tortoise shuffle, you're going to be just fine. And you can absolutely wreck with this. It's just fantastic. Probably not going to see too many Carnarvons. Charioteers, I mean, you could, but they will probably be in the hands of very good people because not a whole lot of people want that kind of armor in a ranked battle. French tanks, tier 8s. Now, this is where you're going to see some light tanks because the autoloaders. You got the Batchat 12-ton autoloader. You've got your auto-loading heavy tanks. You'll probably see some CDCs for the guys that like to rush across the map, cap the bases. You'll probably see an AMX AC-48. Probably not a whole lot, though. The Ravioli, most likely. 65-ton, probably, because it's new and people will want to try to use it. And the AMX 5100's a lock. It's going to be in there. There's going to be people that want that in the match. Okay? And you may run into some of these Lorraine 155s because it's one of the few RDs at tier 8 that can compete in ranked. It's got mobility and it's got a very good, accurate gun for shotgunning. And then we've got the Chinese tanks. I don't know. Maybe the Wizzy 111 1GFT. And then I doubt you'll use the light tank. You might see it, but I doubt it. The 110, probably see a couple of those out there, but that's probably it for the Chinese out there. Japanese, you're definitely going to see some Japanese heavy tanks. I guarantee it. You've also got the STA 1 and 2 here, that very good tanks that like to run around, especially the STA 2 is one of those premium tanks that everybody really enjoys. So you'll definitely see these out here. Oho is a lock. It's going to be there. So be prepared. Bring some heat. And then off to the Czechs. I don't think you're going to see too many VTUs in there. Just going to throw that out there. The Swede tanks, I highly doubt it, but you probably will run into a couple UDES. Close quarters isn't its specialty, but it's still very, very good. The Emil definitely will be there. I guarantee you'll run into an Emil or two. And then Polish tanks. God, I lost it. 53 TP, probably not going to see a whole lot. Its armor is not very good, and its gun is not that good. So the 53 TP, in my mind, probably not going to show up. Now, mercenary tanks at tier 8 is just a cruncher. You may see a cruncher. I honestly don't know much about it. And then that's about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I just wanted to make a quick video going over some of the best tanks for the ranked battles coming up this weekend. Let me know what you guys think. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.